Good morning. There's a nice sunrise this morning. And that is the sun appearing. One of the things I love about hiking is that when you pack up in the morning, there's absolutely nothing left apart from some squished grass. You know, everything you need is on your back. Good morning and welcome to day 9 of the Heysen Trail. Yesterday was pretty mixed. It was alright on the roads along the railway. Then went up in a really neat part, went up and along a ridgeline for a while. That was fun, enjoyed that. And then the next bit was good too. It was mainly single track going up a valley beside a creek, but up above it on single track. Met actually 5 people on trail, which is wow, considering how few I met last time. And then a climb up to Mount Brown, so I really enjoyed that. After Mount Brown, didn't enjoy it so much. It was all fence line travel. And to start with, it steep ups, steep downs, and then down in a valley crossing over a stream, and then up on the ridges, which is better because the views are pretty cool, but just following fence lines. If it's short grass, it's alright. There's been a mixture of short grass and long grass, but fence lines is just up and down, and that's what I don't like about them. So I started the day with a big hill, and I'm pretty much on fence lines for quite a while from what I'm guessing from the map. Got another 8k to get to a water point, then 14k to a road, and I'm not sure if I'll get to the campsite after that. We'll see. So yeah, I expect some nice views because we remain on the ridge lines, but a bit of frustration as it's up and down and in long grass and wet grass as well. Quite neat this morning watching the sun come up. Alright, let's go. Oh, and it's cold, as you can tell, because I got my jacket on. It was pretty chilly last night. And they ended up a dew as well, so my feet are wet already. Tent's a little bit damp from the dew. It'll dry out when I put it up. So, right, another day. For the day, keep on the fence line. This is a random location for this sign. 0 hours from the nearest trailhead, as far as I'm aware. It's just farmland. Weird. Lots of farmland. Alright. Anyway, over a stile and follow the fence. Yay! We get to follow the track instead of the fence. Hi. Climbing another hill. Let's take a break. Let's have a look. Unfortunately, it's so hazy out there, you can't really see anything. Isn't long on the track. We're about to drop down there. Looks like this will stand out. Such a pale colour compared to everything else. Makes it easier for weed control. Right, we have a stile and another fence. Oh dear. Toadstool. Hey! Changing direction and turning off the foothills. Still got hills. So from here we're curving and then we are going along these lower foothills all the way around to about way over that way. Still on the fence line. This is Hawk's Nest water point. That's it. It's just that. A seat in a water tank. And according to this, it is 14 kilometres to Stony Creek, though I thought it was 15. I just checked and it's actually 17 kilometres to get there, according to the latest Heysen Trail distances. So there must have been a different route when they did that one. It's a 3k difference, it's an hour difference. Right, it's a cool day, so I'm not using as much water. Got another 5 kilometres in these foothills, and then finally we get some variety and we get to do something else apart from walk down fence lines. This is the worst part about these fence lines. It's when we've got this really long grass and there's rocks underneath, so you got to take it really careful to make sure you're not twisting your ankle as you're walking along. Oh. Be glad to get out of these fence lines. Oh, now we got thistles. No shortage of kangaroos on the farm. The biggest groups I've seen. Usually they're groups of 3 with a mother and a current joey and previous joey. Ooh, I get to leave the fence and follow a track. Sun's come out, time for a panorama. So that's the way I've come. And looking around, I'm at a relatively high point, hence the cairn. That's Wilmington. And I'm still heading that way. And can just make it. Windmills and water down there. And back the way I've come. This is the last big hill before we drop down to the road, and at least it's a track and not trying to go up the rough stuff by the fence. Hey, the track's not overgrown. Can actually see where I'm going. So the last, was it 18, 19 kilometres. I'm very glad to never have to do that again. Have not enjoyed this section from Mount Brown onwards. It's just been a tedious grind, steep ups and downs. The downs have started to hurt my knees, and walking in, most of the time, walking in long wet grass with rocks underneath, so only doing a couple of 2k an hour during that sort of terrain. So it's been very slow, very tedious. The views have been lovely. Yeah, that's the only thing that has made this section, is that the views are gorgeous, but you can't look around too often because you're so busy worrying about not breaking your ankle on the hidden rocks in the grass. Anyway, I knew there would be sections of the Heysen which I would not be impressed with, and this is one of them. Yay! There's the road, there's cars. I appreciate that the farmer lets us through on the farm, and I'm sure fence lines is making sure we get lost, but on that farm there were a lot of tracks I could see that were roughly going the same direction we were. It could have, if it was rerouted onto the vehicle tracks, it would have been a very different experience, I think. So that's the road that I've just come down, come out into a car park, bit of memorial, and we head that way, and apparently it might be a little bit of mountain bike track according to our local source. Alright, cheers, see ya! Harry's Run. The guy at the car park said the trail used to just follow the fence, but local mountain bike enthusiasts decided to put in a trail, so we get to have the benefit of some nice single track instead of trudging in long grass beside a fence. Makes a massive difference. Being able to see where my feet are in style. and then going that way. That was a pud pointing us up and down. If we'd stayed on the mountain bike track, it goes around this hill. Instead we go up and over. We're going along the side of a hill. There's the faintest of tracks at times. Yeah, but we're not following a fence line. It doesn't say follow the fence. It's just markers in the middle of the hill. Not walking on the exact Heysen path because it's basically cross country and long grass. Not following contours, just in a straight line. So as the mountain bike track parallels the Heysen and is a beautiful single track and not overgrown and does think about contours, I'm following it. I didn't land completely on my face, did end up on the ground. Oh, twisted my knee as well. Whew, it's just one of those days. And again, less than 10 meters later, just the rocks on the ground. I think I'm just tired. A long lunch break. 4 bikers going past, much easier than walking. The mountain bike track, it crosses over the road and keeps going, and the Heysen's starting to cut off a corner towards the road. Here's the next marker. At least it's short grass and a crossing point, but I found one here I can get across. It's quite wide. Struggled a bit with the lack of markers, but managed to find my way to the road. So I got just over a kilometre on this road after the second set of power lines, and then turning off. Oh, the flies are back. Over the kettle stop. So I think we're turning just before these buildings, and then we've got 6.5 kilometres to get to the campsite. Wonder if we're going to go into their backyard. Finally, here it is. A dumping yard. All sorts of crap in there. I still can't see another marker. Where's the markers? You'd think going through places like this would be a bit more frequent so that we weren't wandering around. Finally a marker. Alright, so we're following the fence. Confirmation, at least. On the road. Good. And a style. Gee, they get through those fences so easy. Therefore, so I'm going to sit down and have lunch here. It's just after the style. So, still looking back slightly at the farm buildings, but not too much. Oh, that was lovely. I had a big long break. I was tired from this morning with that long grass. Took my shoes and socks off and dried them off a bit. It was nice. Right, it's 6k to get to the shelter, but it's interesting. Lots of different sections to get there. So that'll keep the variety there. So we're following the track and we curve around to the in the distance to the power pylons, and then we're heading off that way. Got a bit worried, but then I can see nice little stepping stones across there. I actually managed to get around all but 3 of these sheep, but as I approached the 3 sheep, the rest of them came thundering past me. And then I've been driving them down the road very gently for maybe an hour. So now hopefully I'll just go. That's it. Gone. And I see a stile. Now we're on this road for about a kilometre. Oh, it's sealed. Actually touching a sealed road. Woohoo! Oh, just went through a bit of gluggy mud. Things haven't completely dried out yet. They're definitely on the way to drying out. Alright, Stony Creek track. This is where I'm heading. I just saw a vehicle going this way. Getting very muddy as they went. This is nice in the shade with the trees. Constant hum of, I think, bees, but I can't see any, and I can't see any flowers I'd be in. And no, it's not the power pylons. I've left them well behind. I have got 2 kilometres on this track, and that will get me to the campsite. Oop, another creek crossing. It's been a few. Alright. Just trying to find the right place. That's the way to go. Much better. Very friendly. They warned me that it's going to be a bit steep after the camp, which I've seen from the contours, but stream crossings are getting tricky. I'm having to throw in the odd rock to make the path across. Plenty of rocks around. We're in the Mount Remarkable National Park down Tony Creek Track, and tomorrow I will be summiting Mount Remarkable, which is one of the 3 mountains over 900 metres on this trail. Already having done Mount Brown. Gorgeous tree. Looking forward to that, and then I saw the marker heading up there. The trail started going straight up, which I thought was weird, so I checked my map and then looked around and found this is Stony Creek and the water. Fill up my water. The first tank that's been low enough to see what happens. So water collects on the roof, comes into the gutter, then comes down, and there's actually a screen on there to make sure no animals or anything too big gets in. But you still do get some colour in the water just from the leaves and stuff. So there you go, and then we get it out of the tap there. It's a lovely campsite. It's a mixture of sun and shade and beside the stream. Now, however, 170 vertical metres over the next kilometre, so it'll be steep. That little one down there. So the initial bit of the climb is pretty steep, but then it'll ease off a little bit more. It's just getting up onto the spur line. 14 kilometres to get to Gray's Hut. I will not be reaching there tonight. I think these are new. Track's a little overgrown in places. There's been quite a lot of deadfall to go under and over and around, but it's pretty clear where it is, and this is fun. I like this. It is hot. Thankfully I'm just starting to get high enough to get a cool breeze now. It's the way I've come. I'm actually stopping and resting a bit. Tired from this morning. This is good though. This is better than fence lines. I'm up on the ridge line now, so now the gradient is a bit gentler. It's good. Starting to get views appearing out the other side as well. Through the trees. I guess this is the high point. That climb wasn't too bad. Alright. And thankfully it's not as steep going down the other side. So we're not going all the way down. In fact, we're just cutting across. There's a road over there. You can see 2 cars on it. So going down the ridge, cut across to the road, along the road for a while. Then we'll go around the hill, and then we'll end up on the other side of this long range of hills, and we'll be going along the base of them. Right. Get back, there's a short steep section, but that's steep. Lovely little patch of single track. This kangaroo is in the process of giving birth, I think. Either that or it's just given birth. Wow. On the road just for 100 metres and then off it. Woods Hut track. We're not going to Woods Hut, but we are following this track for a while. Heysen Trail is a long distance walking trail. Do not attempt to walk it unless you're well equipped, experienced. Trails closed annually during the fire season. Caution, steep slopes. Authorised vehicles only. we're off the track. Walkers follow creek. Normally this creek is dry. Now we're following wet creek. I guess that's what the winter hikers get. Following the creek, but there has been a bit of a single track, and it looks like we're cutting off a corner going up there. I'm not sure if that's a bee nest or they just like things there. Anyway, I'm going to gently leave. Fun coming down that creek. Most of it was nice single track, crisscrossing over the river, some in trees and some in the open. Now we're on a track, climbing a hill. There are so many kangaroo around here. Sort of, you just stand and some over there, some over there. I had some poking their head up over there, and I saw some over there as well. They're just constant. That's an intimidating looking hill. Kangaroo part way up. Following along the base of these hills now for the next 6 kilometres, right on the boundary of the national park. And not sure if there's a road the whole way or not, but don't mind if it is today. For a minute that sign was going to tell us to follow the fence, and I was about to have a few strong words, but thankfully it says follow the track. Beautiful whistling. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, that's it for the nice track. Now we are long grass beside a fence line. Yay! At least it's a little bit more well defined. I'm on the lookout now for a campsite. I'm not going to have a late night. I think I'm done. Especially now I'm on the fence line. And this is my campsite for tonight. Not bad.